Hello and welcome back to another Bad Movie Reviews review hosted by your favorite pale man who stays in his castle in his grave, who's not a vampire. Um, I'm not Count Orlok, I'm just a man who loves watching films. But no, if you're not familiar, I do these funny intros. But this is a film I have been looking forward to for quite some time, and it is none other than Nosferatu. Um, Now, I'm lucky enough to see this a little bit early. I'll be releasing it New Year's Day for the review, which is when it comes out in Australia and UK and a few other countries. I think in the States, the USA, it comes out, I think, around December time. But if you're not familiar with the film, it is directed and written by none other than Robert Eggers, which is, in my opinion, one of the best working directors, writer directors working today. A few other to put in there, but he's done a directorial feature debut was none other than The Witch from 2015, I believe, and then The Lighthouse, The Northman from a couple of years ago. And I feel like he's definitely one of the best working directors when it comes to genre filmmaking. They're all very not the same, but all very distinctive in the way they are. But this film is none other than a remake of basically the 1922 widely talked about film because at the time I think there was a lot of copyright with Dracula and a lot of things going on in that regard. But it is none other than a reboot, not even a reboot, but a retelling of this classic tale, which is about a very similar to the book of Dracula, which is why there was a lot of you know copyright things at the time, but. It's based on that, and it is essentially about a Count Orlok who is played by Bill Skarsgård, and he's essentially infatuated with this woman who is none other than Lily Rose Depp, who's behind me on the television. But that's all I'll say. If you know, you know. In regards to the film, I won't give anything away. I keep these reviews very, very spoiler free, but um, I'm very, very happy to report. I think this film was in my top 10 for most anticipated films of the year when I did a video last year. Um, and I'm very happy to say that this hit all the marks for me. Um, by the time I'm recording this, I think it came out or it's been talked about in an interview that when it comes to home release, like Blu-ray, 4K, that there'll be a director's cut, which I'm super excited to see, as I think it'll be a 3 hour long version. But this film is just phenomenal. I think everyone should see it on the big screen. Um, in terms of the visual side of things, the craft, the whole film in general, it is just breathtaking to look at. I'm sure by the time this review goes up, there'll be screen caps, which I don't agree with, but photos, videos, clips, maybe of certain sequences and shots. And there's a specific shot where Nicholas Holt, who's one of the main characters in the film, who's the husband and fiance of Lily Rose Depp's character, and he's like walking down a essentially a walkway between these trees, and it's very, very beautiful and eerie. And now, if you're expecting like a full blown horror, you may be disappointed if it's just not that. It's very much a movie about loneliness, love, lust. But in saying that, obviously extremely gothic and horror. Like there are definitely horror elements, and it is a beautiful film to look at by all means. It is absolutely astounding. I'm baffled that this film cost $50 million to make because the production design, the costume, just everything is phenomenal to look at for the 2 hour runtime. Now, to touch on the story, I actually thought I pretty much knew what was obviously going to occur as I've watched the 1922 film and very familiar with obviously the Dracula novel, which it's roughly based on essentially, but which is why Bram Stoker gets writing credits for the story of this. But um, I thought they did a perfect job, to be honest, of adapting it. I think genuinely the best way I can put it is this is a modern retelling that is, I think, will go down as a masterpiece. I think this is a classic gothic film in the making that will be loved for years to come, even now. Um, I didn't really have any issues in regards to pacing or anything like that. As I said, I'm excited to see the director's cut, but I think the performances are what really elevates this film. Like the production design is fantastic for the most part, for not for all, not most part, for the whole part, and I think that is astounding to look at. But the performances of Nicholas Hoult, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Willem Dafoe, everyone in the film, Lily Rose Depp though is phenomenal. What she does with her body in the film, in the possession scenes, things like that, that you kind of see in the trailer a little bit, but what she does in those scenes is genuinely nothing short of baffling. And she is phenomenal in this film. And to be honest, Bill Skarsgård as well deserves to be in award not like discussions because once it comes to the prosthetics and things like that, you wouldn't know it was him unless you knew he was cast in the film or anything like that. Like his voice, the work he's done with the voice, which I think he's done a few interviews now saying he's worked with opera singers to lower the octave of his voice, and like potentially I can't imagine the damage you might do to your vocal cords, but it is nothing short of an astounding performance from him. But I think this is in as it stands. Obviously, I've seen this recently, but this might be my favorite Robert Eggers film. In saying that, obviously, it's all subjective, and I love The Witch, I love The Lighthouse, The Northman. I love, like, I think all of them are fantastic movies, but this is one that I think I will revisit all the time because I can't wait to see it a second time. I think it's a phenomenal movie that will genuinely be a modern classic in my eyes, and I'd be interested to see if everyone else agrees. I know reviews have went up early because of the states and things like that, but if you have seen it, I'd love to know what your thoughts are. Comment below, let me know. I can't wait to see it a second time. If you like the review, do give it a like and subscribe, as it does mean a lot, and we'll